So with a career spanning 3 decades and another album on the horizon, with no signs of slowing down, hot off the release of their new single, In Ecstasy, we welcome this week's guests, the incredible Shed Seven and Rowetta, to the show. Thank you for joining me, guys.
Yay!
Yes, hello, John. You all right?
Yes,
Hey,
I'm
John.
good. I'm good. Well, that's my first question to you, really. Thank you both for obviously joining me. But firstly, how are you both?
Really well.
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yeah, really good. It's nice to be back on the trail, the music trail. It's exciting.
We've just had a little brief before we started pressing record. Like you've been at this now for like 2 days solid. So you're probably fed up of being asked questions now.
The tune is a really good tune. I've just actually listened to an interview from earlier and listened to the tune, and I got a buzz because it's on the radio, and I know everyone's listening in the cars, so I got a buzz because we have kept it quiet. Nobody could hear it for a while. People knew it was coming, but so the excitement about it now being released and everyone hearing it, for me, and I know for Rick, I don't like to speak for him, but I know we're just absolutely overwhelmed by the response to it now that everybody has heard it. It's been brilliant.
Well, that's it. That's it. As Rowetta says, we've had this in our back pockets for a few months now, so we've been excited for people to hear it, but also that excitement of people not being able to hear it and having that kind of the day it's going to come out. So it's almost being a bit like looking forward to Christmas in a way.
And we're very nearly Christmas now. So this is like a double present for you guys.
It's a double whammy.
Yeah, but the album's actually out on my birthday, so it's really a brilliant start to the year for
Oh,
me,
wow.
January the 5th. I know it's a beautiful coincidence.
So before we get into the new stuff, then I want us to go back a little bit. I'm going to start off with you, Rowetta, if that's okay. So for those that don't know who you are, obviously you're best known for your work with the Happy Mondays, recording and touring with the band in the 90s, and obviously they reformed with the original lineup back in 2012. You've also worked with Inner City, Dynasty of Two, and even Simply Red. But if my research is correct, you never knew how good of a singer you were until you entered a talent competition. Is that right?
Well, I still didn't know. I actually did a comedy song and played guitar when I won a talent competition. But my mum used to say, shut up. Didn't get in the choir. So I had no encouragement as a kid at all, but I was into punk and probably, I just didn't really mind. My mum just didn't appreciate music that much. So I just had no encouragement and just didn't sing. I was into punk. So I just thought I've not got a punk voice anyway. So it's only like a lady who ran a pub heard me singing and said, get on that stage. And then I started winning talent competitions. I mean, I was at Butlins. I won free holidays. I just won every. If I didn't win, I'd think, what have I done wrong? But I didn't take it seriously. I was just literally just singing because people liked it, and I got this buzz of the way it made people feel, and it was amazing because I'd never been encouraged, and that was when I was about 12, 13. So yeah, I think I was very, very lucky. And then obviously people know me from the Happy Mondays and everything, but I've just sung because I've loved it. I've done working men's clubs, and then I did house music, joined the Mondays. But I've done lots and lots and lots of singing and writing over the years. But yeah, because I love it for the right reasons, I think.
So
You
obviously,
know,
diehard fans will know the Reach Out song that obviously has
yeah.
been reformed many a times over the years.
It's
So
been
almost,
sampled a lot, like loads. But it wasn't like a big hit or anything. People just sampled it.
yeah,
So and on Boom Boom Pow, it's on Black Eyed Peas Boom Boom Pow. Probably my biggest earner for recording now that I've said it's me, that's me on that, that's me. And Will I Am said that's her. So thank you very much. That was a wonderful Christmas when he said that's you.
yeah.
Even though
Am I right in saying as well that in 2004 you was on X Factor?
no, yeah, I was. I'm like,
There's an interesting fact about this because you was on the first series of the X Factor,
yeah.
and you were the last standing woman as well in the series.
Yeah, I did it for my grandma because she didn't, because even though I'd done Happy Mondays and everything, she just said, why have you never made it? And, you're better than a lot of other singers. Why have you never made it? So when she passed away, there were posters of me, newspaper cuttings, and she'd met Simon Cowell and all that lot. And I'd been on the television. I was the top woman that year, which is considering I was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, right out my comfort zone, and making myself really uncool. But for my grandma, she passed away really happy because I'd made it. I was on the television every week, and, the nation for me to do that well, it was amazing to be the top woman out of all the people that enter. But yeah, it was 20 years ago though, so forgive me. It's taken years to shake it off though. They used to go, there's that mad bird off the telly, which isn't great.
Am I right in saying as well you've been in a film?
I've been in a few. I played myself in 24 Hour Party People. I was in Spike Island. Yeah, I've been in a few, but I always seem to play myself, so I can't be that good an actress.
Well, there's still time yet. There's still time.
24 Hour Party People, though, is just a legendary film when Tony Wilson was still alive about the scene. So I'm so proud to have played myself in that one because he was here with Steve Coogan and everything. So, yeah.
I hope you don't mind me touching on this as well. So I know whilst you were on the X Factor, you opened up about being a victim of domestic abuse, and how amazingly now that you are a spokesperson for domestic violence awareness. I always like for my listeners, whoever's listening, to be signposted if in case they are affected in some way. So just a question, what is the best thing that they can do if they are also a victim?
Yeah, well, I didn't open up. My ex-husband sold his story to all the papers, so I would not have, because I've got children, I wouldn't have ever mentioned it, to be honest. But I had to. So then I fronted a campaign, and it's endthefear.co.uk. What you shouldn't do is contact me and ask me to help you, because it really does put me down under. I've tried. I'm an ambassador at Women's Aid and the Pankhurst Centre, but because it's so easy to approach me, I'd really rather people don't, because there's not a lot I can do. But endthefear.co.uk, it's got helplines. When I was being in that position, there were no helplines. You know, I wasn't allowed to have there were no mobile phones in 1987. So yeah, there's lots of help out there, but I'm not the one, because it will bring me right down under, back to where I was. But it's really awful. People end up writing to me, so I don't really front those campaigns anymore, because it's really distressing. You know, I just tell people where they can go. Endthefear.co.uk if you know anybody, or at least tell someone, or go to Women's Aid Refuge. That's how I'm here today. I went and lived there for 5 months with my children. So, you know, get help and tell someone. It's much easier now. We've got phones, we've got online. We had nothing when I was, and the police are much more understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the important message then is to reach out to a service, try and get support wherever possible.
And make a plan to leave.
Yeah.
And then you can be in ecstasy like me.
And there we are today, obviously.
It's just a matter of time. Don't lock yourself in a shed, Evan. Yeah, we could go on forever.
It quite nicely leads on to this next part then, because there we are today with the incredible Shed 7 on their latest single, In Ecstasy. Now, I guess this is where we can open it up to you, Rick, as well. But how the hell did this union come together?
Well, so we've always been massive fans of the Happy Mondays. I remember being late teens, very early 20s when the Mondays were at their height, loving it, massively into that scene. And then when we started to get somewhere, we found ourselves supporting the Happy Mondays, a big arena tour in 1999, which was amazing for us. And so we kind of got to know the Mondays through that, really. And then since then, we've played festivals and bumped into each other a lot over the years. So we find ourselves last year, Shed 7 this is, writing the new album, which took about 9 months last year to write. It was a really good period of time for us because everything seemed to be flowing really well. Every idea we were coming up with seemed to be working, which is quite unusual. And within that writing process, Paul Banks, the guitarist, sent me a guitar idea for a new song. And the first thing I usually do is come up with a melody. And usually the first melody that I think of is the one that generally works. That's kind of proven over time with us as a band. So I'm humming along in my head this melody to a new guitar idea that I'm hearing for the first time. And immediately I just thought that is just something Rowetta would sing or sound like, you know, that it's the type of thing I could hear Rowetta doing, which I found a bit interesting. And then through a process of writing words to that melody, I think the first thing I came up with is what is now the chorus, the Stand With Me in Ecstasy bit. And when I got those words sorted, I thought even more that not only is it I could hear Rowetta singing that style of thing, the words I could just hear Rowetta doing all of this. So we kind of reached out to Rowetta and just said, you know, we've written this song. We can't stop thinking of you as we're kind of demoing this. Would you be interested? And thankfully she said she'd be interested to hear it. And then even more thankfully, she said she'd be well up for it when she'd actually heard it. And weirdly, from the beginnings of this last summer, we've created this monster, and it's exactly how I thought it would be when I was thinking about it originally. So thank you, Rowetta, for saying you'd take part in this. It's amazing, and you've brought something incredibly great to the table.
I couldn't say no, though. It was exactly what you said, though. It's perfect for my voice. And the fact that when you approach me like that, with me in mind, that means that you see me different than other singers. And that's really special to me, that people don't just want a singer, because I say no most of the time, because a lot of people, they think they want a gospel choir, so we'll get Rowetta, or they want it to sound like Step On. I'm not that. I'm really not that. It's more to me than that. Music means more to me than that. And as soon as I heard this song, I felt it within inside of me. As soon as I sang it, it's beautiful to sing. It really is a beautiful song for me to sing. The lyrics, the melody, the music, and the people, because I have known you for a long time, since '99, always got along with you, and you've just got better and better as a band. So it's just an honor. But the song is perfect for my voice. It just is. I can't imagine anybody else singing it, and I can't imagine anybody else that would write a song as good as this for me, to sing along and say, and hand me to this and say, well, you sing on that. That's so perfect, because we know each other. We're from the same sort of backgrounds, so it's just the perfect collaboration. And I saw how excited everybody was, the fans of Shed Seven and the people that like me, and it was just, they're like, we can't wait to hear this. And it is just what you want it to be, everything and more. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's funny because we announced that we were doing this collaboration a while ago, and it's just been really good. Just the people's reaction before they'd heard it was amazing, in the sense, oh wow, that's a thing, and the buzz that we've had behind the scenes, waiting for people to be able to hear it, and now it's come out last Friday, and people are getting to hear it, and the reaction's been amazing, hasn't it? Everyone seems to be really loving.
I thought people are into all kinds of music as well. My friend Alexander Technique, who's in New York, he's a big techno DJ. And he's just said, I love this tune. And I get it, because it's quite gritty as well. You know, it's not a pop song. But I was still surprised, because he usually says he likes the like house dance music or techno. But I get it. And he's like massive. He works with Calvin Harris and all that. And he's just said, I love this. Out of everything I've done recently.
That is interesting. If he wants to do a remix of it and take me out.
I'll show you the message. He's literally done this afternoon while I was just posting that. I think we're doing these interviews, and I was like, "Wow, Alexander Technique, honestly, he's the top." It's quite hard what he does, but I just couldn't believe that he's. I mean, I know they look at, we all look at each other's Instagrams and all this and Twitter, but for him to say, "I love this one," I went, "Oh, that's amazing!" I'm really chuffed, but I get it.
Great. That's great.
Yeah, honestly, he's fantastic. But yeah.
So, it is the type of song where you could imagine some really cool remixes being done out of it, couldn't you, really? Some different type of, take it off in different directions, use your voice, just make it more dancey. It's got all of that written for it. So
it has. I never thought of it until today, to be honest, because people have only just heard the single, haven't they? And the album's coming out in January. So it's just, wow, that's exciting, that you're getting people that are into that kind of music going, wow, I like this, because it's different than what they're listening to all the time. It's not what you hear in the clubs, but you could put a spin on it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now let's dive into the history of Shed Seven. So hopefully this is all right. Formed originally in York in 1990. Is that right?
That's correct.
So
far, so good.
So far, so good. Massive due to your contributions to Britpop through the 90s. Between 94 and 99, you had 15 top 40 singles and 4 top 20 albums in the UK alone. You had a bit of a break in 2003, but have since been busy after reforming in 2007. You've got a brand new album ready to launch in the new year with a nearly sold out UK, literally a tour literally around the corner. It's going to start in is it 2 weeks?
2 weeks today.
It starts today.
No, 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm going to say you'll be busy in an hour if you're touring tonight. Are you not knackered yet?
No. I mean, you've just got to just be conscious of spacing things out to an extent, because yes, it can all be a bit overwhelming, and we're quite good as people of knowing when to just rein it in a little bit, because you do meet some artists who start to believe their own hype after a while, and if it's all a bit of a mad full-on time, people can start having preconceived conceptions of themselves, and then you turn into nasty people, and that's the last thing that we would want to happen. So, you know, there's a course that we're going down, but there's also got to be those down times where you've just got to just remember who you are and what you're doing, you know. So I'm quite a big fan of snooker, so I can just switch off and I can watch some snooker or go and play it, even though I'm rubbish at it. But it's the enjoyment of the game, you know. There's things you've got to do. But yes, from now right up until probably the end of 2024, we're going to be very busy because next year's our 30th anniversary year since the first album came out. So how amazing is it that the very first week of our 30th anniversary year, we're releasing a brand new set of songs. And then there's so many good things going on throughout next year that I can't really say now. We're going to drip feed announcements from now until, and then throughout the whole of next year. But it means we're going to be very, very busy.
Brilliant.
So I've got a friend who was a massive Britpop fan.
You've got a friend?
I've got a friend who's a massive...
I don't have one of them.
I've only got one. He's a massive Britpop fan, and he says that there's a lot of bands like re-emerging with, like, you know, singles or whatever. They're releasing new music. He says, but probably some of them should have probably stayed in the 90s Britpop era. He says, however, Shed 7 keep releasing music, and they haven't released a bad song yet. How do you keep, you know, you're so active, but how do you keep so active yet still produce absolutely incredible music? Well,
see, your mate has got incredible taste in music. I'll give him that. But you know, it's not something that we ever really seriously sit down and discuss. We just do it. So I don't know what it is. I mean, me and Paul have been writing songs since we were like 13. So we've obviously got this really strong bond. If we're writing a song, a new song, we'll be the first to know if it's good enough to persevere with, or whether or not it's going to be a bag of rubbish and it needs putting to one side. So we'll concentrate on what we think are the better ideas and make them the best they possibly can be. But like any songwriting partnership, it has to be you. So we've never ever steered off our track and tried to do things differently and tried to be a bit more cool and credible, tried to follow a particular scene that's in at the minute. We've just always, it's my voice, it's my melodies, and it's Paul's distinctive guitar. And it just seems to have worked. I mean, there was a period, maybe the beginning of the noughties, we had an album and it didn't do great, but I still think some songs off that album are up there with some of our best work. But it's not particularly as known because at that point we weren't very popular. But I think through a process of time, people now, our generation and younger people, are still loving the 90s Shed 7. And to be able to write newer stuff that fits in with that quite nicely. It's not like, oh, our new stuff just sticks out like a sore thumb. You know, we'll go and do a gig now and we'll include 2 or 3 new songs, and they just fit quite nicely. You know, I'm not introducing a new song and they're all going for a wee. They're staying there and they're singing along. So it's a lovely position to be in. But there's no thought process. It's just a natural thing, which makes it even more special, I think.
Now, the new album drops on January 5th, and it's called A Matter of Time. It's available to pre-order.
Which is Rowetta's birthday, by the way.
I'm changing the name. It's now called Rowetta's Birthday.
I think you should have your own special limited edition version of the album, like the Rowetta Birthday
Rick's
edition.
got gorgeous handwriting, so I'm going to get him to write Rowetta's Birthday on my copy.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, already the album's getting praised to possibly be your highest charting album ever when it's released. Firstly, how can people get hold of the album? And secondly, what can fans expect to hear from the album?
Well, so yes, it is available to pre-order, even though it's a good 3 months away yet. But you can pre-order it, and if you do pre-order it, you get the first 3 singles that have come off it immediately. There's various different bonus editions that you can choose to buy. Too many for me to reel off right now, and I can't remember what they are anyway. But if you go to shed7.com, you'd find out everything that you'd need to know in that respect, and for future things as well. If you just keep on going to shed7.com, And what you can expect is very Shed 7, but very 2024, which is what it'll be when it arrives. A very 2024 fresh Shed 7, but with all the hallmarks of our past. Me and Paul, when we were writing this, we kind of subconsciously were channeling our teens, really. And I think we only realised that when we were kind of towards the end of writing it, that we realised that there's a lot of our youth in this. I don't know really why. Maybe because we both turned 50, it's made us stop and consider our history together. But there's, you know, me and Paul used to spend hours in each other's bedrooms as 13 and 14-year-old kids. You know, we'd be trying to write songs, or we'd be drawing record covers for singles that we'd yet to write, you know, even down to drawing the bloody barcode on it. And we'd be listening to Duran Duran really loud, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood really loud in my kitchen or his bedroom. And he was massively into Simple Minds. I was a bit more U2, so we always used to argue about that, and we're territorial over our bands. And you can hear a lot of this in it. You know, it's not, you won't hear a song that sounds like Duran Duran, but you can hear snippets of potential 80s Duran Duran sounding stuff going on, the synths and stuff. So it's kind of a bit more of a grown-up album for us, even though we've not really given that any thought. Maybe it's an age thing and an experience thing. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I think if you like Shed 7, you're going to love it. But I also think if you're new to the party, it's the right treat for the ears.
I loved it. I heard some of the tracks when I went to sing my vocals. They were mixing some of the other tracks, and I just couldn't believe it. The quality is just incredible, and the diversity. It's very Shed 7, but it'll make you go wow when you hear the whole album. Really will. Made me go wow, and I was like, I want to sing on that one now as well. But no, it's brilliant. I mean, yeah, they're all just brilliant. You're going to be very impressed. I didn't know though. So if you pre-order the album, you get the 3 singles.
Yes. So if you
know that,
yeah. So yes, because they're already out. So obviously you could go on YouTube and just watch the videos. But if you wanted them in your music bit, then
okay.
yes,
yeah, definitely, perfect.
Yeah.
And there's hard copies as well, I believe, that you can pre-order.
So yeah, obviously you can only get these 3 that we've released online, but yes, on the day of release you'll be sent out vinyl if you bought the vinyl. There's cassettes, CDs. We like to do things old school as much as possible, because for me vinyl is my history of listening to music, and it's becoming a little bit more popular again. But there's nothing quite like holding a proper vinyl record, taking it out, smelling it. The smell of vinyl is amazing, and the sound, it's a different type of sound when you put it on a turntable.
Everything, and turning it over, and the order, like you were saying, you've focused on the order. You've not just thrown them together. You've really thought about it.
Yeah,
I loved everything about that, and I miss that. I don't listen to albums the same when you just download the album. I don't.
No,
I just skip the tracks. I'm guilty of that.
Yeah,
the thing is,
but even the size of an album, it's a painting. You're looking at a product, a piece of art, you know. And I'm looking at it now. I've kept all my vinyl since I started collecting it as a young pup. And a lot of my friends got rid of it when it's kind of went out of fashion because it was just in the way. But I'm really pleased I kept all of mine, because just looking at a big block of vinyl just looks amazing, you know.
Yeah, it does.
And the thing is as well, cassettes, CDs, vinyls, whatever, you can actually borrow them your mate. You can't do that when you've got a Spotify account.
Yeah, that's very
true. As artists, though, is it now? Come on.
No, it's not. But you know, when you were younger, you're like, oh, I've got an awesome new CD. I'd love you to be able to listen to it. You can't.
And then
your Spotify.
Then they'll go and buy the own copy after hearing your album. Yeah. Or you go and buy yourself another one because they never give it back. I've had that many a time.
Yeah, and you have to go and buy another copy of it.
I've scratched it. I haven't.
Now, obviously, you go on tour October 19th, all across the UK, starting in Cardiff. Most of the dates of the tour are already sold out, but some of the dates have tickets left. Where's the best place for listeners to grab tickets whilst they have the chance?
Well, there's only one that's got tickets left, and that's Low, and that's Stoke on a Monday night. So yeah, all the rest have gone. So if you're listening and you can get yourself to Stoke on that Monday, the 21st, is it something like that? When do we do Cardiff? The 19th.
19th.
So Friday the 20th, Saturday the 21st, Sunday the 22nd. Stoke on a Monday the 23rd of October. If you're around that area and you fancy it, there's a few tickets left, but be quick.
That's it. Because when I got the original email, there was still a few dates left. So you've sold even more since the press release that I've got for you guys.
Yes, the rest of them have all gone. Yes.
Wow, fantastic.
Right.
Well,
it must be because me and Rebecca are talking to everybody. That's why it is.
You've been plugging it for 2 days solid. Now let's talk about the new single then, In Ecstasy. I love the lyrics, especially. I read a self-help book, didn't get no tips. I love that line. I think it's fantastic. Has the track got a story behind it?
No, not massively. I think I was just I like wordplay. I like to play around with different sounding words. I mean, it's a weird song because the verses are very dark, and then the chorus is totally the opposite of that, and it's all about the clouds parting and the sun shining and covering you in ecstasy. And I think the juxtaposition works quite well because, yes, the verses are all about injured fawns and rudderless ships and self-help books that aren't helping you. So I just like certain sounding words. I mean, rudderless. I mean, how many songs would you hear the word rudderless in? Okay. And that's why I like it.
You know which line I love singing? If you think that's fine, you're out of your pretty little mind.
Pretty little mind.
Yeah. I just love singing it. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, again, even with that, I mean, obviously in the first verse, it just says you're out of your mind. Yeah. So that's what makes your pretty little mind work so well in the song. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it as well.
Right.
I suppose as well, if you didn't know it was a song and you just sent somebody the lyrics, they'd think it was some sort of poem because it is quite poetic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. In fact, just give me an idea. I'm going to write a book of all my song lyrics.
There you go. That's another project.
Let's call it poetry. Rick Witter, Poetry Corner.
Rowetta, what was it like working with the band, and will you be performing the track live at any point?
Well, I've known the band for a long time, always got along with them. So working with them I knew would be great, but it was even better because we had this song to go and record in London, and it was just a great day. It just went perfectly. Then we did a video that went well, and videos can be really boring to do, and I'm always paranoid about what I look like, but I just got along with them really well. They're just great guys. They've never changed, so it's all been brilliant. And now the next stage would be I've got to get on stage with them. I can't wait. And from first singing this at home, I've always wanted to perform this live with them because I know it's one of those songs that it's anthemic almost. It's brilliant, going to be brilliant. But I'm touring with the Mondays in Australia in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to miss all the gigs. Apart from I get home the day before Manchester, which is my hometown. So I'm going to be singing with them at Albert Hall, which is one of the greatest venues here. It's like a church. It's beautiful. It's a stunning venue. So yeah, I'm very, very excited about that. So yeah, and I know the words backwards because I've done the video. And that's how and I know the arrangement. And yeah, I know I'm just really, really excited. I'm just gutted to be missing this tour, but hopefully I'll get to sing it everywhere or somewhere or at festivals or something when I can next year. So I'm looking forward to that.
Fabulous.
And that's a really nice way of finishing our tour, because the tour actually finishes in Manchester. So the last night of the tour, Rowetta's hometown, it's going to be amazing.
It is. It's honestly a stunning venue as well. So it's, I hope, oh no, you're not allowed to say I hope someone films a bit of it, but I do. I know you're not supposed to like it, but I love going home when everyone's buzzing and they show you a little clip on the phone and you go, oh my God, it was as good as I remember. Because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of good gigs and good music as well. And it's one of those gigs that I wish I was going to be in the audience for, to watch them performing this album. And are you doing the whole album there or just...
Not the whole album on this tour. We'll probably play the 3 that we've released and maybe one of them nobody's heard on this tour, and then we will do the whole album next year, or bits. Yeah. So, but anyway, I think we might invite one of our friends with a video camera down for that gig, Rowetta. So you'll have your own personal copy of you singing it with me.
amazing about breathing. Don't drink too much. No, I'm so honestly, because the acoustics in there are great. It does look like a church at the back of it. It's almost like it's like a mini Royal Albert Hall. So yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I think
We
because
should
of the
play
venue,
there.
it does
We
look
should
great.
play there on your third. We should play the Royal Albert Hall. Everyone else is doing it. I've done it a couple of times. We should
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, there's a few plans that we can't really announce now, but
Stop
you might be leading down somewhere there or whatever. I can't
Stop
possibly
it.
say else.
Stop it. Stop it.
Hold on, you can't leave us on that cliffhanger. I'm very
No,
nervous.
well, listen,
I know.
Can't say any more than that. I'm just saying we've got lots of plans for next year.
Ever since he sent me come and listen to this tune, I've just been buzzing. Everything about this has been a joy. I mean, I didn't know when this single was going to come out. They said it might be in a few weeks. Then it's going to be 3 weeks, and then it was like we did a video which I didn't know we were going to do, and it's just been brilliant. And then the album's coming out on my birthday. It's like flipping heck, what next? We will be doing the Royal Albert on my birthday next year, and I don't know. It's just been a joy, you know, and I've loved working with you. Thank you, Rick, and
thank you, Rob. Listen, between us, we've created a monster.
And because we've known each other for so long, and Rick was saying earlier to me that this could have come out in 1992 and we'd have done Top of the Pops and all that, but I'm so glad it's happening now because you know it's just makes it more special to me because I think back
it does, right? And the fact that we've got a little bit, you know, we're all a little bit older and wiser. We can probably appreciate it more now than we would have done in 1992. You know,
absolutely. And there is so much love for you at this time. So I think I'm a very lucky girl to have been asked. So thank you.